Because I only want to break us. The only job I have every day is to wake up and put this company out of business by us being the ones that put ourselves out of business versus letting somebody out there do it for us.
Here I go talking about the same thing, in and out as quick as you can fade away. It don't matter what I say if you want me to chain you to the sky. Oh my. Give me your
kaleidoscope and
10th. So unlike the way you color me at home. Some days it's so vivid, but mostly I would rather be blind. I'm not alright right now. I'm having trouble seeing you for what you do. I'm not alright without it. From make believing that you love me too.
I'm sure.
Frustrated.
That's right. Hi, Warmann. Thanks, Lord. I have to run to this meeting. I love you so much.
That way, yeah.
Huge.
So
huge.
It's much more like managing and teaching
and being able to do stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's totally the best part, I think, of that kind of transition.
Yeah, it's super different.
How's really well? You? Good morning.
Good morning.
Quick conversation, and I was just saying like all the changes that were happening, everything that was going on, and like you were saying, let's just grab a bunch of people, let's have breakfast, let people ask questions and that kind of thing. So you're here.
I'm here. You know, there's a lot of things that this company doesn't have permission for, and a lot of things that it does. By the nature of how we grew, the market puts you into the category that you come from. Like, a lot of people are cynical to us. We run our media, we win, they eat crow, and we build momentum because we have a lot of audacity, we're new, and when we win, yay. There is no winning for you. Like, there is, but it never really sees itself through and is black and white. One of the things that are gonna be very interesting in reframing creative at Vayner is I think that I took the ROI conversation a little too far, to the point where, especially if people have worked here for 2 years or longer, or even 18 months, I feel like everybody from top to, like in accounting, in legal, it's like, what's the ROI? And I think that what that's done is it's pushed us too far down the path of sales and not enough towards marketing. So I think you've got to set up your conversation for success with a client up front. Like, you know, the amount of things I do for my brand, Wine Library, that has no clear black and white KPI, and that the KPI is the learnings from the campaign itself to then decide what to do with it, if I want to do it again or never again. So I think there's two ways to think about it. One is test and learn, what can we get from it that we can build on top of, or a conversation of, you know, what does the amplification around it mean to the brand? I mean, like, there's so many things. So I met James Corden right before he started the Late Show or whatever he's on, right? And literally at a dinner, he talked about like carpool karaoke in the same way he talked about 43 other things. He didn't know which one would change his career, but that was the one. I don't think right this minute, but I do think in 2017, it's funny you said that. I think, and by the way, not right this minute, mainly because I'm running this business at such a low margin. There's a lot of young people coming up the system who just on pure talent have it. And ironically, you'll find this fascinating. If you asked me what I would lean more towards, it would be my preference that somebody that worked here for 2 years and came up the ACC track, right? Leapfrogged. I'd rather hire a lot of the senior people we've hired, I'd rather hire them slotted in and maintain that thing because we need it, and have the junior talent leapfrog. That would actually be better. Now, I'm not gonna do that to them either. They equally have the same thing, but it's unbelievable how much, it's the ultimate feeling of why this is gonna work. I have no rationale whatsoever to have vested interest in any direction other than what does the best for the logo. Because it's talent. It's not years of experience. I think that's culture. I created a culture where early on it was like, hey, hire us for this, $25K a month, micro content, we'll never ask for more incremental, we'll be the best in the sandbox, we'll say yes to everything. And again, those unique things were why we grew faster than anybody. But they're definitely legacy things that now hurt us, which is why I'm breaking it. One of the reasons you want to meet me, the amount of times that I've made shit way better in the third quarter, like the amount of games I've been losing 27-3 at halftime and then won, a lot. And I think that's way better than not getting on the field.
It is. That was one of the questions that I wrote down for you, was involving this idea of like good versus great, and like what's your personal process of like sifting through like what to put out. Like you just trust your gut at this
yes.
point, like everything that I do I'm gonna put out, even like somebody will get some value out of it.
Yes.
Question your ideas.
Yes, that's right.
I fuck with that, okay.
And I'll tell you, if you're in a place where you're journal bound and doing less of the alternative, how old are you?
32.
Perfect. You're at the point now where why don't you just take 3 years and just do and see what that tastes like, because you know what fucking filling journals taste like. I think it's much smarter for you to talk to the world about your process of going through this than the advice that you think you should be giving them.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And that's where people are struggling. I got real lucky. I've never said this, D-Rock, so pay real close fucking attention. I'm not sure that if the internet was around in its current form, that I would be as successful, because at 22 and 23, I knew I was special, and I might have not been patient enough to first build a business, first get experience. I didn't start talking to the world until I was 35. And I love to say to you, be patient, to you to be patient. I'm not sure if I would have been. I'd like to think I would have been, but the freedom of putting, like, I love to hear myself talk. like, okay. You know, and I think anybody that think about, so do you, and so do so many of you, like that's what it is. And it's nice, there's nothing wrong with that, it sounds bad. It's funny, a lot of what I deal with now is being okay with not being politically correct. Work-life balance, cursing, whatever. Meritocracy. You know, I don't know if you've seen this. Did you see that I was on The Breakfast Club? Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you watched that interview or some of the content that I've been building on. I'm on a hot no excuses kick. I have a lot of female entrepreneurs. I have a lot of fans that are African Americans. I spent a lot of time in that community in my college years. I just think I'm giving the best advice to women and minorities in business today, which is tough. And it's crazy, like you have to understand, in my body right now, it doesn't feel great. It feels a lot better going somewhere else. The problem is, it's the truth. Like the market just doesn't care. And what's cool is when you actually say, fuck it, then you start betting on your strengths. I gotta tell you, like, I don't know, the whole college business model is the most fascinating. So, you know, and that's the point, right? You're literally paying, and I genuinely believe in marketing. There's not a school right now teaching anything that's right. They're just not. How many of you are in marketing classes? What does it look like? Right. So like, fuck me. Anyway, I think the best thing you should do, listen, to be very frank with you, bro, honestly, I think you're about to start the part of your life where you're gonna learn where it matters on the field, right? I may throw you guys for a loop on this one. I actually think you should just enjoy the living shit out of this last year. I'm not kidding. Like, you know, if you're me, well then you'd be selling shit and starting a business on the side anyway. But if you're not like dying to do, like I wouldn't have gone to a fucking internship. Like, so like I was broken. Like I could only do it my way, you know? Like I barely even went into my dad's liquor store. Like I was making $3,000 a weekend selling baseball cards when I was 14. Like I was good. Like, so I think that my intuition is, if you even have this internship, right? That the real answer is fucking don't fail, I guess, because maybe your parents would be upset. But then like, I don't know, like, and if you want to learn, I think you'll learn more. The truth is, unless you start your own business, which will take a lot of time, which I'm trying to debate, is that valuable to you in your last year when you should probably milk this ridiculous year that you're living, which many may think is the greatest single year of your life, right? Other than that, you're gonna learn more in the first 100 days of your job coming out than there. So like, to me, it's just, it's back to like betting on strengths and weaknesses. The value exchange here feels like, fuck it, just, you know. How are we gonna differentiate in 5 years? Are we gonna do VR stuff? How are we gonna be different? I think the reason we'll always be special, especially if I'm really controlling it, and by the way, I don't know if I'm gonna be CEO for 15 years, 3, 19. As long as I'm the CEO, we're gonna win because I'm really good at buying underpriced attention, right? So like, the way we're gonna differentiate is the way we differentiate today, which is we just fundamentally understand the current state of marketing better than others. And so, that's it. Like, that's the easiest question for me to answer because I don't know anything other, of course VR, of course AR, of course the thing that Karen in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know, is right now inventing that's gonna be important in 3 years. Yes, because I only wanna break us. The only job I have every day is to wake up and put this company out of business by us being the ones that put ourselves out of business versus letting somebody out there do it for us. Got it? So we'll only innovate. You guys heard it all hands on. The only thing I can promise is change. You don't like change? Get the fuck out. Because this is not gonna be a good place for you because it's the only norm. And just so you know, at scale, big companies, 100 people, 10 million in revenue, that gets hard. People don't like change. You're on a little bit of the younger side, but even your own DNA may not like change. Change is what most people hate. Definitely after a certain period in your life, mid-30s, hate, and even 50% of this young crew hate because it's hardwired. Change is hard.